Lots of information here, so let's get into it.
Hello and welcome to the Philippines. We're here with JR of JRC Visa Consultancy and Immigration Services and JRC Realty Services. Two hats he wears here.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into some details on a number of different subjects. But first, I would like to ask you all. We get a lot of comments, a lot of questions. We're thinking about setting up a meeting where on different topics, so you can come and either to JR's office or we'll pick another spot, and we'll focus in on one topic. And what are you interested in? We want to know in the comments. What are you interested in? Buying property, SRV, converting your SRV, your retirement visa, to property.
JR offers a service of checking documents on buying property and also acts as, for consulting, acts as a buyer's agent when you're buying property. So many people make so many mistakes. Best to do it right the first time.
Now we're going to talk about a number of different subjects. And first, there's been a lot of comments about touring, about going to other countries, Thailand and Vietnam. Comments in my channel, other people's channels, and I watch Thai vloggers as well as Vietnamese vloggers. I've been to Vietnam, as JR has been to Thailand. So let's talk a little bit about some of the issues. And
American, and we got a chance to talk, starting our conversation, and then only to figure out that he came from Thailand. And I asked some questions. Is it true? Is it like, I wanted to validate things, because sometimes, there's a lot of information in social media right now. Some of those are being like exaggerated up to some point, and I just wanted to verify things. That's what we always, Rod and I always do. So I asked him, is it really true? And yes, he confirmed that it's really true. And there's like the 60 to 90 days thing that you need to go out in Thailand, and then when you go back, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm just talking to one person here. So there's really a tightening of regulations right now, especially in immigration for Thailand. For whatever reason, we don't know that. And for those people who knows it, we would be glad if you're gonna put it in the comments, so that our other subscribers abroad can actually know what's really going on, because that's very important. Where in fact I made a video out of that. And between Thailand, the Philippines, and Vietnam, I think those are, even Cambodia, Indonesia, those are the countries in Southeast Asia that could actually one of your options for you to relocate from the US, especially if you wanted to have your dollar go farther than home. So I do believe that there's no place like home, but sometimes we need to take a look at around options when we take a look at how is your pension keeping you or giving you the lifestyle that you wanted, especially you're already on your twilight years, you're above in your 50s, and you know what, you just wanted to have this decent life, this peaceful life, and also it's also your comfortable life that you wanted to live. That's probably one of the reasons why you relocate in Southeast Asian countries, or even other countries that are actually cheaper than the US, to be just for an example. So that's one. So Thailand, in terms of infrastructure, it's way better than the Philippines. It's a reality on the ground. Vietnam, somewhat comparable to the Philippines, and there are also places in Vietnam that are much cheaper in the Philippines. Like, take this for example. I had a trip to Vietnam, and Grab there from the city center, same travel time and same distance, would cost you at least half. So it's much more lesser in terms of cost in the Grab in Vietnam compared to the Philippines. So I'm speaking of, as a Filipino, having an experience to live here in the Philippines, and also we're able to travel to Vietnam and travel to Thailand. So those are the things that probably will be answered. This video would be a start for you to, hey, why not I consider to go to the Philippines, because Rod is there and JR is there. So where in fact the reason why he asked these questions is because we want to really extend our hand to you and to look after you once you're already here in the Philippines, because this is a totally a different place for you to be here, and also it's a different culture, different ways of doing things. You might be shocked that people here are a bit slow. Like one thing that I noticed with Westerners, especially from the US, they always value your time. Like when you actually meet, they're gonna ask you, okay, hey, how much did I owe you today? For Philippines, that might be different because we love talking. I mean, this is not against a person. This is in a perspective of a cultural level. So it is not to be specific to an individual, but I'm just trying to give you an insight. But you would have the proper understanding of those insights once you're here in the Philippines. Like for example, $300 US rent is really doable here. Like your visa costs for tourist visa extensions for a year, at least $500 to $600 US. That's already summed up probably around 350 to 400 US, factoring in your rent, factoring in your visa, because those are your needs. Those should be your priorities here. Don't let your visa expire. Don't let your visa to be overstayed, because that is not the situation that that you would like to be in. So we're just actually doing the quick math for you, so that you would actually take a look at your social security pension or any pension that you're currently receiving right now, so that you can go back to your notes, you can go back to your spreadsheet, say, hey, okay, it might be worth to give it a try. So that's the entire context of those experiences. Probably you will see a lot of videos about Vietnam being flooded. Recently I saw also Thailand being flooded, the Philippines also being flooded. And probably the best thing that you can actually validate is to be on those areas, to be on those places. I didn't mean that you need to be on the flooded areas, but boots on the ground. Hey, when you say like 2 months ago Cebu was struck with typhoon, earthquake, but not all places, or it does not technically scrap out the Cebu Island. Roughly around 10 to 15% has been affected, especially for those who are near the riverbanks. Those are badly affected areas, but in the city-wise, we are all okay here.
Yeah, and I've made that comment too in videos that, you know, with all the risks, you know, 90%, or whatever percent it is, of the people in the country are not affected by these things you read about in the news.
Sure.
Right? I mean, I've lived through rainstorms. I've lived through a couple tornadoes. I've seen a couple other tornadoes that you don't get much warning at all. And you see the damage, you know, all across America, different things, ice storms, snowstorms, just
you name it.
yeah, you name it. There are risks, earthquakes, and you know, life is. So you've got some other services you're offering now. You're starting to help people get driver's licenses.
Yes.
That's another question I get real often about where do you get driver's licenses?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do it? What's required? And they've made it a little. I know years ago they tightened up a little bit, and I think not so long ago they made some changes with that also. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, there are actually changes along the way. Change is constant in a way. So as long as you're guided properly, that's our main goal, because we will be hand-holding your hand. Hey, this is how things are done here. Like when you have your driver's license from the US, when you come to the Philippines, you can actually have that converted. So that's a process of conversion. When when you don't have any driver's license for you to show to be converted, then you're gonna start the regular process, or the procedure from the student permit, and then after a month for that, it will be converted into a driver's license. So those are the two basic things. And somehow, in any way, before we actually have this conversation with Rod on the channel, we have actually made some points to really check before we have what are the things that we need to discuss. And it also goes along with some questions about banking. So the reason why I actually mentioned banking, because there are actually two common, there's a common denominator between two. The guidelines is when you have the driver's license, it will be much more easier and much more convenient for you to have the driver's license, and also for the banking side if you have actually a permanent residency. So if you're married to a Filipino, I know you guys, there's a number of people there like, hey JR, I just want to stay with Balikbayan. Okay, fine. We totally respect that. However, there are also other things that, like, there are a lot of factors to consider as well. If you're not married with the Filipina, then you can have the retirement visa if you're aged like 40 years old and above, since you already open up as that age, in which actually they have opened up starting 1st of September this year. So that might be something that you can actually consider. Also the FIV, the Pre-Porto Bataan Investors Visa, that's also as early as if you're younger and you want to explore the Philippines, then why not? If you are below 40 and of your legal age, that is open. The SIRB is there. The SVEG is there. So there's a lot of visa options. Well, the two common ones are there, and you just need to explore your options. Again, go back to your plans. Boots on the ground, check it here. Okay, Philippines is great for me, then fine, good. So you just need to explore in that aspect, because you will have a lot of answers when you have questions that you'll be posting on Facebook GCs. But my question is, some of them are actually mentioning based on their experience. Some of them are also answering your question based on the research. ChatGPT, Google, AI thing. That's the norms now. But at the end of the day, your experience on the ground might be different. So your theory right now on the books, what you have actually learned, is still subject for validation. What we're trying to tell you right now is based on our experience. Like, just say, I'll put my other hat right now, jumping in from this visa option, because there's nothing much that have changed for the visa situation in the Philippines, except for some of the one of the mandate also for immigration is they will be making some interviews on your tourist visa extensions. But I think it's not that intensive as Thailand is doing. We will never know what is really their intention. But the immigration office, their main goal is to safeguard the security of the country. So once you're there and you will be safe, then you will be also a beneficiary of that goal or their function, so that you will be protected, not just the Filipinos. Now let's talk about real estate. There are 3 things that have been bumping me for the past 30 days, because Rod and I agreed that, hey, we will actually update your subscribers with 2 things, visa and real estate. One, there are still people buying properties on tax declaration. Why is that so? Why are you still doing that? I've seen a number. I'm making consultations, and why is it that there are still people buying? I cannot just understand really. But when actually make an assessment, I see documents, I check documents. When you ask documents and they're hesitant to actually give you, then it's not the only property that you can check. There's actually one guy here that I know, like, hey, one of the prerequisites, no title, I will not be talking to you. I'll be going, the deal is off the table. I'm out. But why is it that there's still people buying properties on tax declaration? Second, there's still people buying properties sight unseen. Guys, you need to have your foot on the ground here. It is not just like, hey, I'm sorry to say, I know you trust people, but yes, good, trusting people. But you know what? There's no assurance or guarantee when you actually see it for yourself, because it's either you're buying it from a condo or from a land for your fiance or for your spouse. You're also gonna live there. So when you have your foot on the land that you're about to buy, you have your feeling. You have your probably first impression. Does it fit for me, or what? Sorry, I might be nagging right now, but I'm not. I'm just actually telling you that this is what's going on right now. And the third one, if you are actually buying a property for a portion, please get the approved subdivision plan. that is way different from the sketch plan. A sketch plan is not a proof. It is the output of a survey. Now that cannot be used to be presented in the title's office to split the title into two, because you're buying only a portion. And don't be persuaded with verbal agreements. Don't be persuaded that, hey, this might be a common spiel. There's actually another party wanting to buy the property, so you better make up your mind and hurry up and those things. So, this is just a short and quick, but it will be sweet and lovely. It is a reminder that you need to slow down and have the paperwork in order. Because number one rule, take this. Check the title, tax declaration, approved subdivision plan, get certified true copies, get IDs, and get special power of attorneys or power of attorneys if they are representing the registered owner. Recently, a client of ours just came, hey, paid in full to the realtor. Then the realtor can in any way, as of now, cannot be connected with the owner, the registered owner. So how can this realtor represent the registered owner, the property owner right now, that he is actually doing on behalf or selling on behalf of the owner? How can it be linked? This is the power of attorney, guys. This is the special power of attorney. That's what we call here. Probably in your place, that's a power of attorney. So, I am doing real estate for quite some time already. I have my attorney with me backing us up. Like, hey, when we check paperwork right now, we make paperwork assessments. He is looking at it, I am looking at it, so you have two in one. So, I hope that this should be an eye-opener right now. It's almost Christmas. And I know that you have worked hard for your money. You wanted to come to the Philippines for you to have a peaceful life, and you wanted to live a different comfortable living here in the Philippines. So just go back to your plan, and we are always here. Rod and I will always be here to help you out how to navigate things here. And that's why he mentioned that if you'll be interested, we can actually come up with that, and we're gonna talk about things. We will do our best to actually patch you in or connect you to people that will be of value to you, and also connecting you to the right people. So yeah, I hope that is actually coming in so deep with us that we wanted to actually extend our hand and to guide you when you wanted to relocate here in the Philippines. So if you wanted to be here, give us a call, and we'll be happy to have Jack, coffee, or whatever you like.
All right. Yeah, and you have offices in your main office right here across from the road from Ayala.
Yes.
Ayala Mall in Cebu City.
Mm-hmm.
You've got an office in Dumaguete right next to the immigration office.
Correct.
And you've got a office in Manila, which there are certain things. In fact, sometimes people from Dumaguete come to Cebu to get some immigration things done. They can't do it in Dumaguete in the smaller, what do you call them, satellite offices.
Yeah.
But there are a couple things that you can't even do in Cebu City. It has to go through Manila.
Correct.
And
yes.
because you have an office there, you can process it and you can expedite it.
Yeah, we can actually navigate it more efficiently.
No.
That's why actually we decided to have an office in Milan for us to support you, especially if the options outside Manila will be like not so great. So we can actually have, okay, hey, how about go to Manila? That's our option. We have our team assisting you there.
Yeah. All right, and you've like I said, you've got the visa agency you've had for what, 6, 7, 8 years now?
Yeah, almost 9 years, 10 years.
Almost, wow.
9 to 10 years.
Yeah, wow, and you've been a realtor before that.
Yeah.
So you focused in on documentation. That's what most sales people would run away from that, which is good because
It's crunching.
you understand the paperwork and the pitfalls and the red flags. And I know you've said before, 70%, because you do consulting as a buyer's representative.
Yeah.
You said 70% of the property deals you look at have too many red flags.
Yeah.
30%
I
get the green light.
Yeah.
So that's scary. But like you said, I you read these Facebook posts and yeah, there's so many people. Like you said, why are you still doing this? Well, they haven't heard you. They haven't heard you yet. So even though you've been on many vlogs, you've been on many different vlogs talking about this. Anyway, yeah, if you guys are interested in some kind of in-depth meeting, and we could do some in person, and we could also do Zoom.
Yeah.
We could use like Zoom or something.
Yeah.
If you can't be here, if you're in the States or you're wherever, Australia, and we could tie people in to the meeting that way. So what do you want discussed? What do you want to ask questions about? And we'll set something up in the future.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
One thing that one thing that we can always assure you, we're always looking after you for your welfare here in the Philippines, especially in the first few months or few years when you touch base here. That's very important. Us representing you as a buyer's agent is a gold mine. Second, we are also your visa agent here. And on some of that denominator is we are always here to look after you.
Okay, very good. Anything else?
Yeah, it's December, so Thanksgiving is done in the US, and it's a Christmas feels already here in the Philippines. So it's December, guys. So if you have plans to come over here, please do, and we'll be looking forward. Please give us a call. Bring us a bottle if you have duty-free stuff there. Yeah, we'll be happy to share that with you, and let's enjoy life. That's how it's meant to be. Thank you, and we'll be seeing you on our next vlog in the next 30 days. Probably we'll be seeing you next year.
Very good. Thanks, JR.
Thank you, guys. Take care.